She is perfect, this child, more reserved and outstanding than any here. I hear people say, how pretty she is, that little Duchesa. The whole place is incredibly beautiful. The spa building, all made from natural stone, has a direct access to indoor as well as outdoor thermal baths. The ones out there by the sunny gardens were surrounded by trees and flowers, filling the air with the most wonderful scent. A natural breeze was blowing. The freshness of the mountain spa air was a marvel. June 27th. My first bath. We jumped to the bathing area outside, where 20 bathers dip in their woolen garments, men and women together. Some are eating, others weeping or talking. We put small floating tables before us. Some play hide and seek, which is not always entirely proper. Seen from the galleries surrounding the bath, we looked like enormous toads in the water. Giselle sat in the gallery with me for a while after my bath. She was very much looked at. June the 28th. Second bath. 4 hours in the water. In a week's time, I shall have to stay 8 hours. My companions in diving are the Prince of Vanaris, Italy, Count Löwenberg, Austria, Baron Samuel Verne, Hungary or elsewhere. Besides, 15 or so other men less distinguished, but all nobles. Everyone is of noble birth at this thermal baths. They all ask in turn to be introduced to Giselle. I answer, yes, and then manage to slip away. They think I'm jealous. How amusing. June the 29th. The Princess de Vanaris came up to us as we were going back to the hotel and asked me to introduce her to my wife, which I did, of course. But I begged Giselle not to keep up the acquaintance. July 2nd. The Prince invited us to his rooms yesterday to take tea with some of his friends. It was very pleasant, and we enjoyed talking to them very much. Amazing cakes, sandwiches, and biscuits were served as well as the finest tea. Giselle was brilliant at all times and had great conversation skills. She definitely looked prettier and more attractive than any of the women there. July 3rd. After all, who cares? Among those 30 noblemen, are there not at least 10 with assumed or false names? Among the 16 or 17 women, how many are really married. 12, perhaps? And out of the 12, are there 6 who are irreproachable? So much the worse for them. I'm not to blame. They insisted on knowing Giselle. What can I do, really? July 10th. Giselle is the Queen of Loëche, a real sensation. They all celebrate her. They all make so much of her. Everyone here adores her. She is truly charming, so graceful and distinguished. The men envy me. One day, the Princess de Vanneries said, "Do tell me, where did you find such a treasure?" I was tempted to answer her. "First prize at the Arts Academy comedy class, engaged at the Odeon, but free again from August the 5th, 1880. Heavens! I wish I could see her face if I had said that. July 20th. Giselle is truly wonderful. Not once has she made a mistake, nor once has she had a lack of tact on any occasion. I am amazed. August 10. Paris. It is all over. I feel very blue. The day before we left, I thought everyone would cry. We decided to go to see the rising of the sun on the Toronton before leaving. The women, enraptured, looked on. They started when a champagne cork flew off, and the Prince de Vanneries offered a glass to Bertha, saying, "I drink to the Duchess de Rosaville." All cried out, "To the Duchess de Rosaville!" She raised herself on her mule and answered, "To all my friends." Three hours later, we took the train for Geneva. In the valley of the Rhone, Giselle, so happy a little while ago, burst out crying, burying her face in her hands. I fell on my knees. "What is it? What is the matter? Do tell me, please." She stammered through her tears. It is all over. This being an honest woman. And I came very, very near committing a great mistake. But I did not. I left Giselle as soon as we reached Paris, afraid of my own weakness if I stayed with her much longer. The Journal of the Duke of Rosaville is not of much interest for the next 2 years. However, we find dated July the 20th, 1883, the following. July 20th, 1883. Florence. Painful memories came back to me today. I was walking in the Cassines when a carriage stopped near me, and a lady called me by name. It was the Princess de Veneris. "Oh, my dear Duke of Rosavere," she cried, "I am so glad to see you. How is your wife?" "I do think she was the most charming woman I have ever met." I was taken by surprise, not knowing what to say, and with a strange feeling in my heart I stammered, I beg of you not to speak of her, Princess. I lost her 3 years ago." She took my hand in hers. Oh, my dear friend, I am so sorry for you." She then left me. I went in, sad and discontented, as when I had left Giselle. Fate often makes mistakes. How many so-called honest women were born to be women of the street and prove it? How many others were born to be honest? Poor Giselle. And she, perhaps if I... Oh well, I must forget her. To the Spa. Narrated by Andrew Ward. Directed by Elena Aguyo Bernabeu. Adapted by Morad Ferrandis. Music by Ravel. Played by Felipe Saro. For more stories, visit audiostory.com.